See, my thing would be like a t-shirt pack, like where I would sell it for 2 for 40. That would be my operating, right? Because if I give a girl, it's Valentine's, this is the only way you can get it. You can get a white with red one and a red with black one. I mean, a white with red and a red with white. Packed for you, just for the female, right? That says, yes, it's good. That's like, to me, it's like a special.
So you want a girl to be able to buy 2 of the same shirt, but in white or red?
No, they're going to get both of them. That's it.
Oh, that's nice of you.
How you guys doing? My name is Stan Bates from T-Shirt Side Hustle, and I help you to start t-shirt businesses from home, wherever you at. And today, we're back for part 2 or episode 2 of Build a Brand with Trash Talk Tees. And yeah, how you feeling after the first episode? You feeling motivated? Or?
Yeah, I am.
Well, if this is the people's first time watching, go ahead and let them know who you are and what your brand is about.
My name is Jakira. I have a t-shirt line called Trash Talk Tees, and it's basically me just putting what you guys are thinking on shirts, pretty much.
What you women are thinking so far.
And guys, too, this spring, so you're not left out.
Got some guys stuff coming. So, I didn't give you homework in the last episode, although I should have, but you did have some. And so the first thing that we needed to do was come up with a list for the future shirts, which was, her homework was to come up with five sayings, because in her form of what she's doing is about sayings. So 5 sayings for guys, 5 sayings for girls, and then we're initially going to put out 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was her homework. She also needed to come up with a budget. And the last thing was a list of those other items, like you wanted to get into decor and stuff like that. So we're gonna explore some of that stuff. I didn't think we needed to wait, so that was the first little set of homework, and she got it done
Quickly.
a lot of coaching and encouragement and staying on top of it, but we did get it done. So, all right, heading into it, we picked the date for the original release, which is gonna be
April. First week.
So April the first week.
Maybe the first, second,
and
third.
The first thing we obviously need to do is get the business side set down. And one of the things that I said, we gotta separate the money, right? And you wanted to come up with a budget of how much you're gonna start with to release, and you came up with
$1,000.
All right, so $1,000. So now we have to decide what we're gonna do with that $1,000. But before we even get into that, we're gonna get into prototyping. Okay, so the very, very first thing is to obviously set up a bank account. Did you do that already? You gotta set up a bank account? All right, so the bank account is separate. And here's the advice to you guys, is to set a budget for yourself. And in the street terms, is called don't fuck up the re-up, right? And just putting it blunt and straightforward, all that means is if you're living off the money that you're using to do your t-shirt money, you know,
not gonna work.
Sometimes it's cash in hand. What's your experience with that so far? Like, you know, when you're dealing with these
a lot of people don't really do cash. They do, but they don't. It's like spurts. So sometimes I will have maybe a weekend where everybody does want to pay me in cash. So what I do is every 100, I'll just go deposit it. Really.
All right, were you disciplined with that?
I'm good with that. Or if I was in one of those moods like before, if I want to pay myself, I would pay myself with the cash.
All right,
and then allow everything else to be what goes into the account, and then I'll just spend the cash.
Yeah, but we're not spending
We're not
no
doing
cash
that anymore.
All right, we're going to stack it up. See, one of the things that I find is that it's really, really hard to grow any type of business when you're living off of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, go to lead their job. The good thing is you do have another job. So it makes it a little bit easier. But if you don't have a job and you're solely looking to live off your business, you have to set an amount that you can pay yourself. And I say that to say, if you just say, hey, I'm going to pay myself $500 a week out of my t-shirt business, then you set that, because if not, you end up stealing from the business.
Yeah.
And I know in the past, I'm not very disciplined. When I get cash, it sit in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I might not even spend it for a week, 2 weeks. I may not make it to the bank or something like that. I probably got $500 in my pocket right now from some shirts that I did, but if it doesn't get to the bank, then
it's mine.
So what I ended up doing sometimes was I used to transfer money out of my personal into the business account.
So to equal out.
To try to help myself out.
That's kind of smart.
It kind of
I never wanted to go that extra mile.
Yeah, so, all right. So now, that's the first thing we need to do. We got an initial investment. You guys got to set initial investment. Now, you also have to come up with designs. In your case, it's sayings. In their case, it may be t-shirt designs.
Yeah.
You know, I do not suggest you start out and you flood the market with 100 designs, 20 designs.
Limit everywhere.
Yeah, limit it. And this allow you to create some longevity, which we're going to get to later on, all right, in this talk. So, we had to go how much for 2020?
10K.
10K, all right? So what I did was I took our date, which was April 1st, and that gives us 9 months by the end of the year to attack that $10,000 goal. And if you break that down by 9 months, that's $1,111 a month, and that breaks down to about $278 a
almost
week.
300.
All right, so now you're just looking at $300 a week. Now, how can we break that down and achieve those goals? It can be dropping a new saying, you know, maybe once a month or every other week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it could also be dropping new colors based on those sayings. Speaking of colors, guess what's right around the corner?
Valentine's Day.
So we did talk briefly on the phone about Valentine's Day, and
Red.
we're gonna drop a red version of which shirt? Which one did you send me
I
first?
said initially I wanted I'm only single in public, but I think I might change it.
What you want to change it to?
I don't know yet. I got like a day to think.
So what if we did? We could possibly do two. We could possibly do two different ones. You should do one for the ladies and one for the guys.
Really? You think you guys want to wear a red t-shirt?
I know it. I mean, you should do a couples one. You should do a
His and her. I've been asking about.
You should do a couples one. Whatever we come up with, but
write that down.
So in the next episode,
because my guys are definitely coming for me.
The next episode is definitely going to be about this Valentine's Day release, right? And what happens with that. So that's going to be a whole separate, dedicated between the production of it and the release of it, and even how. Well, I don't know if we're going to get it in before Valentine's, but we'll come back and recap it and see how it did based on that. But
we have 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks is a long time, but you want to get it out the week before. You don't want to be selling people. Well, you can sell it on that weekend or that weekend of Valentine's because it's on a Friday.
It is.
But you want to have it out at least by the Friday before. You know what I mean? So people can start getting it.
You think we can get that done in 1 week?
Definitely. You don't know who you're talking to right now, right?
Holy.
All right, so let's talk about these. Let's talk about these women's ideas. So you got Yes Is Good, which was one that did well for you, right?
And I think that's what I'm gonna bring out for Valentine's Day.
You want to do that in Valentine's Day? Oh, that's
then,
good.
Okay, I know what I want.
What else? Go ahead.
Give me that one. I don't know if I want to tell him. Should I tell him what I'm thinking?
Yes.
So I'm thinking maybe the girls could say yes, it's good, and then the guys could say she's not lying.
There you go. I like that.
And I just thought of that. See, I'm that good.
All right, so we're gonna mock those up. We're gonna do a digital mock up.
Okay.
We're gonna move to the prints, which we talked about briefly, and we'll get into the prints and all of that stuff later. And we're gonna work on a Valentine's Day release. This is like a rush priority, so we have to have that done. I want to say by the 7th, which is the Friday before.
Yeah.
Which is
this Friday.
Yeah, doable. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, so we got that. So now going back to the general release for April, I'm not the 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which
like
means,
you know, people like I'm not the one. Like I'm not the one.
That is
2,
not.
3.
That's not what I got when I read that though.
It's not. What did you get?
What I got over is like, I'm not your first. I'm not your option or something like
no,
that. That was
like,
what my mom. I was like,
no, that's like I'm not the one. Like
to be played with.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not the 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I thought number 3 was interesting when you sent that one to me because it wasn't on a list. I had to hound you for. This
that's an old one that everybody likes.
How did that one do?
0 baby daddies. It did good, especially for all my girls that don't have kids.
All right.
Look at that one.
I'm not wearing a bra.
Mm-hmm.
I can see your nipples. That's what comes to mind.
And a lot of girls, they don't like wearing bras. Yeah, I personally do. But
that comes to mind when my homeboys would say that. Well, I can see
grow up.
I can see your nipples. Tell me to grow up, but it's what you're saying. And I'm only single in public, which is
what we were originally going to say, but we're not saying that no more.
No, we should do. I mean, you could just release a couple of shirts in red. No, just those two.
Yeah,
like that. But that's only something for couples. What if they not booed up? What if they lonely?
they're still gonna buy. Yes, it's good. They bought that before. You get what I'm saying? And a guy could still say, you know, she's not lying. You don't have to buy it. You know?
Yeah. So are we gonna give them a package deal? They buy both?
No.
Just $25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. I have a goal to meet.
All right. So then we have the guys' tees. All right. So on the let's back up. Out of the women's tees, which ones are we looking to release for April?
I'm gonna do.
You already had Yes Is Good. It's already been out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're about to bring
Zero
that out
Baby
twice. So I'm
Daddies
gonna do.
It's already out.
But I'm gonna do this one over because that was like one of the first ones.
Okay.
So I want this one.
And then
I'm not wearing and I'm only single in public because we're gonna bring.
I honestly, because which ones haven't you released on this list?
I'm not the 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so this is new.
So basically, two, 3,
new.
and 4 are new. I mean, 2 and 3 are new.
Zero Baby Daddies, you already said you did that one.
2 and 4 are new.
All right. So I'm honestly not opposed to putting all 5 out because of the way that we're gonna be
In
doing it.
April.
Because
Yeah.
Because of the way that we're gonna produce it.
I'm sorry.
And our
My
kind
mind was somewhere else.
I'm
I'm sorry.
I'm not opposed to it. So you have your 3 classics basically.
Yeah.
And you're
2
sprinkling
new
some
ones.
new ones out. So now you give the new people who have supported
exactly.
you something else so that they can still come and shop.
And grab 2 more,
And
guys.
now guys tees. So have you done any of these guys tees?
Yeah, I did Buy Ugly for them. And I did. Yeah, they did. You get a kick out of it. Yeah.
No, I don't.
You get a kick out of it. They did. They liked it.
And what else?
So, and I'm only single in public.
Okay, so you did those 2 already.
Mhm.
So now out of this 5, we got No Good Girls Allowed. I thought that was cool. I like this one. This is my favorite.
Not you, your friend.
I need to be the first one to rock that.
You.
I wasn't talking to you, I'm talking to your friend. Now I did like that. I saw that. I was like, yeah, that was a good one. And then she said she was single, which I like that one too. Because they be lying.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so now out of this 5, how many are we looking at?
For them, I would probably do like 3.
And which 3 you looking?
1, 3, and 5. The new ones,
right.
honestly.
And then it doesn't mean that we can't put, the other ones out.
Yeah.
But we can just, for the launch, have 3 guys, 5 girls. I really like to do the new ones because, like I said, it gives the people who've already been supporting you with those 3 to something that they could purchase.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got the novelty list. I just call them novelty items. And
this is gonna be my favorite.
Here's the thing with these, right? Some of these are easy to produce, some of them aren't, right? And based on the weather in April, I think some of them get X'd off the list. I think hats. Like for women, dad hats everything. I think it's a little bit too cold still in April to come out with a dad hat.
With a baseball cap?
Yeah.
You think so?
Hats. I think so. I mean, you weren't. It's gonna be still snow.
You gotta think about it. We don't really wear hats like that. We do. But
I know,
we
but
don't.
the dad hats, when you looking a little rough, you throw your hat on, put your ponytail at the back.
We do that in the spring.
Yeah. Yes, I know. It's not springtime in April.
Oh shit! I just proved your point.
All right, so we got notebooks. All right, with your logo, the Trash Talk logo. I think like a little journal, like
That's exactly what I was talking about.
And some keychains.
Definitely have to have that.
Overnight bags.
You have to make me another
for the
one.
Walk of Shame.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna prototype that up. Overnight bags for y'all Walk of Shame.
Wow.
All right, water bottles.
Yes.
Yes, it's good. That's a nice play. Mugs. I want to do mugs just because I just got a new machine and I need to put it to work. So even if we don't end up selling them, but I think that'll be something that'll be good.
Okay.
For coming up.
All right.
Now here's the thing. We got blankets. We got tote bags, hats. I think hats get the weight. We got socks. I think socks can wait. Pillows. I think pillows can wait. But here's the thing with all of that stuff. I think those would be good things for what's to come next.
Yeah,
exactly. Like a photo shoot and just putting like the decor together. And
like lifestyle shots.
Yeah. So what happens is you can use those, set your photo shoot up, have that be their content, and then that can also build the hype to them and say, hey, well, remember we wasn't gonna put that pillow out, and we might want to put that pillow out because I got a lot of stuff, you know, to do with it.
Okay.
And I got easy ways to produce some stuff on small cases, so we're gonna be able to knock some of this stuff out. But we good with the overnight bag, the water bottles, and there's a couple mugs just cause.
Okay.
We can throw it in there, but I think you should have a blanket. I think
We can have them at the pop-up too.
I'm gonna be honest. You know what's crazy? I think you should have all of this stuff in your crib.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you should have all of this stuff accessible to take photos with, like customers.
Yeah.
Well, at that bit, but at the pop-up shop, set up a little couch and have it look all of that way. So I think that's good. So obviously, we know what that leads to next is we got homework.
Okay.
All right, and it's a lot of this homework is going to be on me, which is to prototype every last thing that we just set up. So
I'm gonna fall.
I'm gonna need,
Oh my
huh?
God. I'm gonna be so in love. I'm gonna be so hyped.
Well, the next time
I
you
get
come,
so
well, not the
excited.
next time. 2 times from now, you're gonna come sit down here, and we're gonna have all of this stuff prototype. The next time we come, we're gonna have the Valentine's Day stuff done, ready to go.
His and hers.
His and hers.
I can talk about it.
Talk about what?
Like I could. Sorry, y'all. This is real life. So now I can like give the people a little clue.
I'm gonna give you some stuff to work with. I'm gonna make the prototypes. I just don't have a red shirt, a woman's shirt. I got a red men's shirt. I might have 2 men's shirts.
I mean, what about if we do white with red writing or no? I really love the red.
Well, it's up to you because we can really do it either way you want to do it.
No, I want my girl. I want white for the guys,
Okay.
and maybe they can have red writing.
See, my thing would be like a T-shirt pack, like where I would sell it for 2 for $40. That would be my operating,
Okay.
right? Because if I give a girl, it's Valentine's, just the only way you can get it. You can get a white with red one and a red with black one. I mean, a white with red and a red with white, packed for you, just for the female, right? That says yes, it's good. That's like, to me, it's like a special.
So you want a girl to be able to buy 2 of the same shirt, but in white or red?
No, they're gonna get both of them. That's it.
Oh, that's nice of you.
That's what I would do. And the only reason I say that is because sometimes it ends up, it increases your sales.
It does. That is a very good idea.
So-
That's why I said it's very nice of you. I personally would not have thought to do that.
So it's either that or you package it up where they can get one with their boo. That way around. But
That's
we'll
a lot of shirts
iron
and a
out.
lot of math.
This is something that we gotta think about. So, but don't think about the math because of the way that we're gonna produce them.
Okay.
Which is we'll get into all of that because we've been talking about it, and what I'm gonna switch over to, we'll talk about in the actual production portion of what we have going on. So my homework would be to get the V-Day stuff in production.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna mock those up digitally first, and then get a prototype, and then get everything that I need to produce. How many we thinking for that quantity? 24 sets, 24 each. 36,
Yeah.
24.
24.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually probably gonna prepare for 36 of the prints.
Okay.
And we'll produce. We can produce a dozen at a time and do as you need.
That's smart.
All right. So we're gonna do 36 of these.
Oh, guys. Okay.
And then the women. Okay, here's gonna be the drawback. The prints gotta be the same color. So it would have to be if we're gonna do a combo, we gotta do a combo with both colors. Or we gotta do all white prints so they don't have to be on red shirts. We have to do all red prints and they have to be on white shirts.
But my only thing is, I don't think a guy, I personally wouldn't want to see my guy in a red t-shirt.
For Valentine's Day?
Yes, that's corny.
Alright.
Like, I'm with the his and hers, but no, you don't have to look exactly like me.
That's the whole point these days, the corny stuff.
You wearing a red t-shirt, like, clear the air, please. You wearing a red
I would.
t-shirt? No, you wouldn't.
I would too. Just like around, why not? I got a royal blue one on right now. I almost made it red.
You know what this whole conversation is about is because I'm just so scared of the guys. Like, but okay, this is an experiment.
Now, here's
Now
the
y'all
deal.
can see when things work and when they don't work.
And here's
So
the
now
deal.
we're about to test something
Because
and see if this works.
Here's another thing. These prints are going to carry over. So the same way that on this list right here,
Uh-huh.
oh, she's not lying, isn't a normal saying. So you have to walk around, or I guess you don't really have to walk around with that on there.
No, I mean because yeah.
She's not lying because it's one of those, like that shirt that says nothing makes sense when we're apart, and the one shirt says nothing.
I hate those shirts.
Yeah, but it only makes sense. Like she's not lying. Like what are you talking about?
But that's the point of the shirts, though, to get somebody into, that's
Yeah, but
it's an attention grabber.
Yes, it's good. If your woman just has that on, then it makes sense, right?
Why?
Huh? Yes, it's good. It's inquisitive, right?
It could be about anything.
I got big words for y'all, inquisitive and stuff. Oh man, nah. But anyway, yes, it's good. It could mean anything, but it makes you think about it.
Yeah,
she's not lying. Like who?
Exactly.
Who not lying?
Because
about
with this
what?
one, with yes, it's good. You could say what's good.
Yeah, but I'm talking to you. But why is he talking about she? I'm walking around. If I got a shirt on and you see me on the street and says she's not lying.
It could be
and
about
I'm by
his girlfriend.
myself.
If his girlfriend is saying, "Oh, my man is the best," and and then now somebody else see him, she's not lying.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm gonna agree to disagree.
No, that is what you're supposed to think outside the box.
I got you. All right, so we're gonna I put down 3 women's shirts. We're gonna go with 5 women's shirts and 3 men's shirts. My ugly's kind of universal. I'm only single in public. And the good thing is,
I'm only single in public came out with both guys and girls.
But this is what I'm saying. These prints are gonna be universal, so it can go on. They're gonna be able to go on a guy's shirt or woman's shirts based. Anything that carries over is gonna be able to go on both, which you'll see when we get into production. All right, so then I gotta vector this logo. I gotta get you that logo vector so that that goes on the back neck of your shirts.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, so that's my homework. Now we get to talk about photo shoot. And what are your thoughts on the photo shoot?
So I was thinking if we prototype all of that stuff, we could do a lifestyle one. I love lifestyle shoots. I don't really like the plain background.
Photo shoots.
Stiff face, no. I like live shots.
And what did you say off camera about photo shoots?
What did I say?
You wanted to do what? Only product, no people.
Yeah. For the site, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but what about like banners and stuff?
They could be like live shots. But I mean, when you scroll up, I don't want you to see a girl in a shirt.
Yeah, so when they just lay, I think if you gotta dress them up nice, like a white carpet, like fluffy carpet, and lay the shirt.
So?
I think those. I actually got one of the subscribers that does this freaking amazing. She takes all her.
I wish I can get a rug with my logo.
Yeah, you probably can. I don't know what's one coffers.
Exactly.
But it's all I
good
think
stuff.
You might be able to. It depends if you want that furry and all that stuff, but I definitely am agreeing with you there. So the actual shots of the image, because they're not. If you come up with something new, you don't need a person. To do it.
And I don't want to keep track of people either.
So I had this crazy idea. I was riding. I was like, yo, for your photo shoot, you gotta do your own photo shoot. I know you don't want to be a face of it, whatever, but you can just throw it in the midst of.
Oh yeah, I can definitely.
But it has to be a trash can, like the old Sesame Street trash can.
A silver one? Yeah. Where we gonna find? Oh, we can always spray paint Home Depot and stuff, right?
Find one. And it has to have like the old cordless phone with not the cordless, but the old crinkle phone coming
that's
out
easy.
of it. And but you can only be the person to do that. Like the trash
you want me to sit on the trash can?
Yeah, but the cord is coming out of the trash can, and you on the phone with the trash can.
Can somebody spray paint my logo on the trash can?
Yeah, we can do that because I can make the stencil.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
We can spray paint the logo.
That ain't my thing. I'm not artsy craftsy.
All you're doing is sticking it on the trash can. Okay.
I defer that to you. You can have fun with that.
I will.
I'm not a crafter, so.
Okay, we'll make this stencil. We're gonna go to Home Depot and find the trash can.
So we're going for an April release, and I believe the website will need to be done by the 27th.
In the March,
of March, and so that means we got to pick a date for the photo shoot before that.
Probably 2 weeks or a week before. No more than.
No later than a week before
later
the
than.
website will be done. This is gonna be easy. So that will put us on somewhere around the 20th, as far as that goes. All right. So based off this meeting, we just basically went through the complete list of what all the sayings that you came up with, and we're gonna be releasing now 5 women's designs, 3 men's designs.
So do you think we should release something in March? I don't think so.
I think Valentine's Day fits because it's just like something that we can just get something flowing and have something out there.
And bring my guys back.
We can, I mean, honestly, you can do what you want. We can do something in March if you want. Like if something comes up and say, yo, I had this, let's do this in March. I don't think you need to wait. And that's the beauty of the way that the internet works for you guys to see is you can come up with and do what you want. But April 1st,
I'm thinking because April is always so exciting. April is always so exciting. That's like always the biggest month for me. I love April. So I feel like when I build it up and I don't come out with nothing, it builds the anticipation. Like,
well, let's look at.
So I'm kind of leaning.
Let's look at the middle of March.
Okay.
Halfway through March, if you got something that, because if Valentine's Day does good, you ride that till March, and then we look at releasing something for March.
Okay.
In anticipation, it can be, I don't know.
So.
But there's no real holidays in March, except for like St. Patrick's Day. You can drop something green. Not that you have to. We just ain't St. Patrick's Day in March.
Yeah, it's like the 17th or something. But I'm trying to think like.
I mean, you can just drop something green.
But people go out for St. Patrick's Day. We love the St. Patrick's loop and everything else. So that's a good idea. Okay, let me write that down.
So we can look at something, and this is something good for you guys to understand that holiday releases. You want to be ahead of them, at least a week ahead of holiday releases, and it's something that can.
And that's something I struggled with. FYI, you have to be early, and timing is very important.
You do not
timing is very important.
And honestly, in the world of fashion, that's really late. You got to be a season ahead in the world of fashion. But in this day and age, with the way things can be produced and how fast they can be, you can kind of produce things. But if it's Valentine's Day, you don't want to be dropping something on the 14th because people already got planned what they got going on, what they getting. So I would say having it ready a week in advance, and that way you can kind of sell throughout that week and push for that, what you can call it. So St. Patrick's Day is something that we can look at.
Yeah, we wrote that down. So now it has to be done.
You said it's March what?
17th? It's like 17th or something. I can look actually. Hold on. St. Patrick's Day 2020. March 20th. Tuesday, March 20th. So the we celebrated that weekend prior.
Right.
So
that was the loop, right?
Yeah. So it's normally like that weekend prior.
So here we have a thing called the art, or not the art loop. It's the art loop, but we have the loop where the bus takes you around and bar hops. All of the different St. Patrick's kind of themed bars or whatever the case is. They take you around, you bar hop, you don't have to drive. Nope. And it would be great if you had everybody.
Yeah, wouldn't that be so decent?
Yeah. So
we wrote that down, right?
Yeah. So this is going to be added to kind of like your homework, not for the next session, but the section after that, somewhere towards the end of that time. So I think I got a lot of homework this time, which is cool with me because I produce. So what I need from you though is to get me what size you want these prototypes in. I think medium's kind of universal for a woman. Woman's cut, all women's cut.
Small and medium.
All right.
Look, I don't know, because my people, they be everywhere.
Well,
we'll figure it out.
But the prototypes are going to go for the photo shoot because the prototypes are going to be done in vinyl.
Oh, small.
All right. So small.
And while he writes that down, I just want to tell y'all, like anybody that is doing their brand, write down your goals. Write them down. Do not leave them in your head, because when you leave them in your head, they go nowhere.
And you forget about them.
You literally do. You switch
like,
things up.
Remembering and all of that stuff.
Writing it down makes it like kind of really more so official, because once it's on the paper, you have to do it. You have to. So.
All right. So I mean, as far as this goes, this whole episode was really about just getting. All right, we looked at the past in the last episode, and now it's like, all right, what's the actual plan? We set the dates. We got an April release, website done by the 27th, photo shoot somewhere before the 20th, so that way we can get everything lined up and in order to actually have the website go live. And then when we get closer to that, we'll pick a day, and you'll get the front portion of the store here. We can do a pop-up shop and official release for that. And we'll just set a goal for that. So looking at this, I mean, I think we're good to go. anything that we missed in your opinion? That what do you think that something that we missed or we might need to look at? Is there anything?
I don't think so. Because we're planning for April to me. And
Yeah.
that's what's most important. We pretty much covered everything. I wish we were live so we can answer questions, but we're not. Because I feel like this episode has a lot of questions with
that's
it.
the
I got
perfect,
a lot of answers or
that's
something.
the perfect thing to put. So first and foremost, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit the post notification bell, because we're gonna be doing this right here kind of a lot these next couple of months. Just looking at planning out a brand, and that's why the whole segment is called Build a Brand. And if you have questions or comments about anything, put them down in the description where we'll be hanging out, answering questions, and looking at it. And what we'll do is we'll actually bring those questions into the next episode.
I was just going to say that we should have like episodes in between when you guys comment and we can write down like the top questions, because a lot of the times we get the same question over and over again. So yeah, make sure y'all ask questions, and then we could do a separate episode for you guys, or we can go live or whatever, however you want to do it, so we can answer.
That was going to be a plan somewhere in here is for us to go on a live together, probably like one of the Sunday lives that I do. But if you guys, like I said, put them down in the comments below, we can probably sit, record, and answer your questions, or we'll decide how we're going to get those questions answered for you guys. But we'll also answer you down in the comments, so you can hang out there, and you guys can also, if you ask the comments, you can get opinions from other people who have brands, who are part of the community, and we'll help you guys get things going. So lastly, there is going to be a portion. So we, in the beginning, like I told you guys, we're going to be as transparent as possible, as we wanted to be. And numbers for some people is kind of tricky. And because this is going to be a public brand, we're not going to get into the details of the production costs and how much things cost on the open forum. But if you are a member of T-Shirt Side Hustle, what will end up happening is we're going to have a separate segment where we break down the actual numbers of how much it costs to produce a shirt, how much, everything was, how we decided to do everything to break the budget up and all of that stuff.
Which is very important. So if I were one of you guys and I was serious about this, I would definitely subscribe, because it's a lot of things that you don't know. A lot of things that you think cost this much and you can find for cheaper. It's a lot that you don't know. So I would definitely subscribe if I were you.
Right. So if you want to do that, you can become a member. I think the portion where you start receiving extra perks is like $5 a month, which in retrospect is a little bit compared to the content. You're going to get the Sunday lives from me, where I answer you guys questions on different topics. And I come out, whether it's how to start a t-shirt business, whether it's marketing ideas, or whatever it may be. Those Sunday lives are not replayable if you don't catch them live, so that's where you'll find them. I'll have some premium tutorials, and I'll have more guests, some people who are successful in the t-shirt field for you guys to ask questions with. And come on, and also once a month we'll be doing a members only Q&A session. So definitely check that out. I think we're good. I got a lot of homework to do. Got to get some shirts in. Got to make these prototypes. So the next episode, which you guys will get to see, is me going through the production portion, and then her coming in and sitting down here and actually having the prototypes in front of us.
Pick and choose.
And deciding to tweak some things. Everything may not be perfect. And looking at that portion. And then finally, also, we got the Valentine's Day release, and we'll be looking at that in two parts. After Valentine's Day, how it did, and then what actually we came up with for Valentine's Day and how we are going to attack that. So I got a lot of work to do by Friday. So, like I said, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, because we're going to be doing more of this stuff. Anything you want to let the people out there know? You already kind of let them know.
No, so I'm guessing it's official, right? Bringing out the guys. So for all of you that have been asking, they're coming in a couple days.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up. This has been your boy Stan Banks here with Shakira from Trash Talk Tees. Peace. Let me think here how I'm gonna start this one off.
What's up, guys? It's your boy.
That's right.
T-shirt side hustle.
Don't put that in the boots. You ready?
Yeah, go. Okay, hold on, wait. Okay.
All right, let me think.
Turn my cup around.
Yeah.
Let me tell my people that this is official. But they've been waiting. So guys, guess what? 7 more days.
By Friday. I gotta get it done by Friday.
So
So you want-
guys, we are officially having his and hers teas for Valentine's Day. So all the guys that have been asking me when the next one is coming, it's coming in 7 days.
All right. So she's not lying. It's gonna be white shirt, red print.
Hold on, let me watch this. But let me watch this. When the next one is coming, it's coming in 7 days. So guys, we are officially having his and hers teas for Valentine's Day. So all the guys that have been asking me. And we said we're gonna do them on a sale.
No, you don't have to.